I've been waiting to drive the BMW i4 M50 ever since it was revealed and ever since I got to sit in it last year at the German Motor Show. I was a little bit skeptical at first because BMW opted to essentially make an electric version of the 4 Series Grand Coupe, which this is. The i4 is an electric 4-door 4 Series. Well, 5-door if you're in Europe, because this is a hatchback. And usually the trade-off with these electric cars that are based on an internal combustion engine vehicle is that they are heavy and the packaging isn't the best. And even though the i4 suffers from both of those things, the M50 that I'm driving today weighs 2.2 tons, which is a lot. It's a lot more than any other 4 Series. And because this is based on an ICE vehicle, the middle seat in the back isn't especially accommodating. However, that's not why you buy this vehicle. You buy it for the 544 horsepower and 795 Newton meters of torque, which is enough to send this vehicle from standstill to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.9 seconds, BMW says, but independent tests have, of course, revealed that it is even quicker. So let's put it in sport. That's literally all you do. Just need to have it in sport boost. And that was already pretty fast. My mission in this video is not really to review the practical side of the i4, but I want to see if it's a real BMW, which is why I've brought it to my favorite mountain road, just to see if it's affected by its huge curb weight, because it is pretty heavy, although it is a big vehicle as well. It's nearly 2 meters wide and 4.8 meters long, so it's a big vehicle. And just a few days ago, I watched the moose test video for the i4, and it was really poor. The vehicle just understeered, and it was way off the best vehicles that did the moose test. So I wasn't sure what to expect. However, after driving it for quite a bit on this mountain road, I can safely say that it is still a real BMW. There's no arguing its effectiveness around these tight turns here. I mean, really. It's ridiculous. Not sure what could keep up with you here. Maybe something lighter that could keep its speed higher through the corners. Because with this, you do have to brake more than you might think. Especially since you don't notice the speed in the i4 because it is an electric vehicle, of course. When you put it in sport mode, the vehicle does play these very interesting acceleration sounds designed by Hans Zimmer, the movie soundtrack composer. I really like these sounds. Ooh, ooh. They certainly add something to the experience, and they help you remember that you're driving this car at speed, because you can just leave it in Eco Pro mode, which doesn't have any augmented sound, and it's still pretty much as quick, but you might find yourself breaking the speed limit when you don't really want to. Or you should never break the speed limit, but you might break it accidentally if you don't set the limiter here, because it's very easy to use all 544 horsepower. I haven't found the exact number online, but from what I understand, this vehicle still has the traditional BMW 50-50 weight distribution. So even when it loses grip and it's at the limit of grip, it's still controllable, and it's somewhat predictable and not snappy. In order to get the full 544 horsepower, you need to set it in sport boost mode, which is what I'm in now. I will note though that when the state of charge drops below 90%, you do start to lose a bit of power. But I'm at 81% now, and I'm not really feeling it. It's still scary. I'm gonna put some distance between me and this person in the Mazda 6 wagon in front of us, and I'll tell you more about the car that I'm driving today. So it's the M50 version, It has optional carbon bits on the exterior, the optional M seats that are electrically adjustable, heated, and they have a memory function. They are clad in this beautiful cognac leather that really lifts the cabin. This car also has some stunning carbon work inside. It's very, very nice and glossy, and the weave is perfect. Very good carbon. I really, really like it. The base price for an M50 is around 65,000 euros, but my tester with everything on it is 86,000 euros because all BMWs from the press fleet have around 20,000 in options on them. The i4 M50, which is the first M-badged electric vehicle from BMW, has an 80.7 kilowatt-hour battery pack. That's its usable capacity. And this should give you a real-world range of up to 400 kilometers. I never got it above 95%, and in summer with air conditioning on, it suggested I could do around 370 kilometers, which is still pretty good. I'm not sure how you are going to match the claimed electricity consumption of around 22 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, because you would have to drive this vehicle with so much restraint that it's not even worth trying. A realistic consumption average for the i4 M50 is around 25, 26, maybe 27. Yesterday when I drove this car more briskly around this fantastic road, by the end of the day, electricity consumption had risen to 37 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and now I think it's gone, yeah, it's 34.9, so it's going back down. I think this vehicle is really accomplished. BMW has a knack for disguising the weight of its vehicles. I mean, I drove the iX previously to this, and that's even heavier, taller, and physics is working against it, but somehow it still feels planted, sporty, and chuckable, which I wasn't expecting. Frankly, this is a bit scarier, especially since it's more powerful. And for the power that it has, and the weight, the brakes, well, they do start to feel overpowered after a few hard stops. It's so balanced, this car. I really, really enjoy driving it. My tester has adaptive dampers, which really work very well. The car still rolls a bit, and generally speaking, this vehicle cannot hide its mass and its inertia, so it does lean a bit, especially when the suspension is in comfort mode. And this might make you a little bit sick. I hardly ever get sick behind the wheel of a vehicle, but frankly, after driving it fairly hard on this road for a few dozen minutes, you do start to feel it. You do start to notice that your lunch wants to come back and meet you. But definitely, this car is a fantastic driving experience. I've yet to drive a Porsche Taycan, but I would imagine it's somewhere close to this. Although the Taycan is on a bespoke EV platform, so it should be even better. But the i4 is definitely better than I expected, to be honest. I mean, BMW is really, really good at this. And this is not a misstep. And the power delivery is brutal. I don't really think you need that much power in any car, because it's gonna make your passengers and eventually you feel sick. I mean, who needs this? Okay, it's addictive. I mean, I've driven powerful EVs before, but very few are as brutal as this one. Definitely a very enjoyable car, and definitely still a driver's car, which I'm very happy to report. I was shocked yesterday at how quickly this car is able to build speed. And it doesn't stop after you reach highway speeds, let's say. It keeps building all the way to its top speed of 225 kilometers per hour, by the way. This isn't your typical 150 mile per hour German super sedan. The fact that this internal combustion engine vehicle turned EV is so good really makes me have very high expectations for BMW's bespoke EVs, which will start arriving after 2025. And they will be the Neue Klasse, so like a new era for BMW. Really looking forward to experiencing those. The iX is a bit of a teaser for the Neue Klasse platform, although it itself is not built on the Neue Klasse platform, but it does show what BMW plans to do in coming years. Thank you for watching until the end. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you think that's appropriate, and I will see you in the next one.